Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. FabulousBre here, and I am back with another video. And this time, you guys, I made my first frontal wig. Like, what? I was so nervous to do this because for one, I've never really made a frontal wig before. If you've seen like older videos, older posts on my channel, you notice that I only really made like closure style wigs. And even then it was a struggle because I was just getting into the whole wig life situation. And now that frontals are more of a prominent thing now, like people are wanting frontals more than anything now. So yeah, I just went ahead and decided to make one. Like, I wanted to see if I was able to make a frontal wig, basically. I still got a little practice to do with it because, as you can see, like, I messed up on my sideburn right here. I kind of cut straight across when I was trying to, I should have cut more of a diagonal type of way when I did the sideburn. But even when bleaching the knots, you guys, like, it was a struggle. Let me just put it like this. This video is pretty much like an all-around struggle of me trying to create this frontal wig. But all in all, I like this. Like, it looks really good to me. I've been getting a lot of compliments on it as well. Like, a lot of people were saying, like, it looks really good, it looks professional. Like, when I first posted about it on my Instagram. So if you're not following me, you should definitely follow. And also, if you are new to this channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. Turn on the post notifications too, so you can know whenever I upload. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me stop babbling and let's just get right into this video.
Alright, you guys, I don't know if I mentioned, but I do have this hair from Nadula Hair. This is a 20-inch frontal, two 24-inch bundles, and a 26-inch bundles. So I have 3 bundles and a frontal for this wig. So as you see, I started off by making sure I am pinning this in the middle of the head because I want to make sure I have this in the middle as possible because I will be doing a middle part with this look. And I just want to sew the wig in a really good form. I don't want it to be all twisted into the side, so making sure that it's pinned down the middle is like the best way to go when creating this wig. So here I'm just showing you that I am going to be sewing along that back part of the frontal. Right here, I am just knotting it at the end just to give it a holding place. So once I start looping and pulling, it will stay in place and the frontal will be secure on the wig cap. And I am using a mesh dome wig cap. You can find these at your local beauty supply store. I think they're about like $2. And they come in different sizes right now. Excuse me, not right now, but here I have like a regular size dome cap. So it's the regular size mesh dome cap. And here I just zoomed in so you guys can get a better look at me just all in all just sticking the needle underneath and just pulling it through. So basically you're gonna pull through and just, it's not really a loop and pull. Well, it is you looping it and then you just pulling it right through. So basically that's pretty much what I'm doing the whole time. I didn't want to show that because that's really what it is. Like, I'm just doing those steps over and over and over again till I get all the way to the other end of the frontal, and it will be in place, you guys. It's not moving anywhere. So now I am starting off with that 26-inch bundle, you guys. I already knotted it at the end, and I'm pretty much doing the same exact thing that I was doing with my frontal. What I'm doing is taking that needle and I'm just going to go underneath the weft. I'm not going through it. The only time I go through the weft is when I'm creating that knot towards the end of it, just so it can stay in place, so I'm able to do the whole loop and pull method all the way to the other end of the other weft. And that's when I'll be able to go through the through that weft again to create that knot. And I do the flip over method. I don't clip the wefts at all. So here, as you see, I'm pretty much doing the looping under, and then I'm just gonna pull that string right through, and I'm doing that all the way up to the top of my head. I didn't want to show that process either. I will show you guys when I get closer to the top, but here I'm just doing those steps all the way till I get to the top. And I was tugging it just to show you that it is secure and it will stay in place. So now that we are almost to the top of this wig, you guys, I just wanted to showcase it again, where I take that needle and I just drag it under the weft and I pull it through. So you're just going to drag it right under there and you're just going to pull that string right over. So you just doing under over. That's basically what it's called, under and over, under and over. So that's pretty much what I did all the way to the top and all the way till, you know, till I got to the frontal. So it's really easy. I watched a ton of videos. Everybody has their own way of doing it, but this is a really cool and quick way that you can do your wig. So if you prefer this, definitely try it out. If you prefer another way, then do that as well. If it's a secure way, go for it, basically. So here I was just showing you guys that I am going to cut off that excess dome cap, because you're not going to need that under the frontal, because you know you're going to do the whole ball. Well, I wanted to do the whole ball cap method, and then you know you don't want that in the way of when you applying the frontal. Basically, it'll just be in the way and it will look weird under the wig. So you want to cut that off and just trash that. So now that we have the wig all constructed and together, I wanted to try the whole bleaching of the knots thing. Y'all, like, this part was kind of dumb to me. Like, it was so freaking hard. So as you see, I'm using the BW2 powder, and then I'm gonna go in with a 20 volumizer. I feel like I should have got like a 30 or a 40, because you guys, I let that sit on there for about a good 20 to 30 minutes and it did not change. Like, it was still normal. I mean, it added a little tint to it, but I wanted it to be like, I wanted the knots to kind of be blonde, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were still kind of black after this. But as you see, I'm just pouring it in and I'm mixing it together with the powder. You guys, this was like really strong. Like, the smell of this, if you can't take a pneumonia type of smell, I highly suggest not doing this step. Yeah, it was too much. I couldn't deal. So I'm gonna have to find another alternative to bleach my knots or tint my knots, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna try this again, because it was really hard and it didn't work out for me. So here I'm just taking that whipped up bleach, and I'm just gonna apply it all over the lace frontal, like basically where I know it will show from parting. Like if I parted down the middle or parted on the side, I wanted to make sure those knots was bleached more than anything. So I wasn't really trying to put it like all over, if you get what I'm saying. So now I'm just taking that foil paper and I'm just gonna cover it and let it sit for 20 to 30 minutes to see if it changed or not. And yeah, and this was me checking to see because the hair was actually starting to turn gold. So that just made me think like, okay, maybe I'm leaving it on there too long. But really the case was that I put too much on there, so it started seeping through and getting onto the hair. So I just kind of rinsed it off. Like, I was just over it. So I said I was just gonna use like makeup to cover the knots. And here I'm just rinsing off the bleach, and then I'm going to actually shampoo it. So now that I have the hair all shampooed and it's blow dried, I am going to attempt to pluck. And this part, I don't know, this was really hard too. Like, I don't feel like I really did anything. Maybe I should have like wet it first before I actually started plucking. So yeah, I don't know, maybe you should wet first before you start plucking and you'll probably see a difference. But with me, I don't know, it just wasn't really working in my favor. So that's something that I really do have to start practicing on. But here I just wanted to kind of show you guys how I plucked it in a way. But I did see a little difference towards the end. I will show you what the other side looked like before plucking it versus the other side where I did pluck it. You kind of do see like a little difference. So plucking is important if you want something more natural. So yeah, that's what I'm showing you right here. And like I stated, like some of their closures do come pre-plucked, but I just wanted to pluck a little bit more. So if I wanted to kind of pull the hair back or whatever the case may be, it would just kind of resemble a natural hairline in a way. I don't know. But I tried my best, so yeah. So this is the end results. This is what it's looking like after I'm done styling it and getting the edges all together. And before I actually apply the wig, I just wanted to show y'all what it looked like. All right, so now for the application, you guys, we are going to do the ball cap method. This is like a wig cap that I got from the hair store. This was like $1, I think. like $1.29 or so. And I'm gonna stretch it all the way down to my brows just so I can apply the glue and the spritz spray on top of there so it can stay in place. Here, I don't really know what I was thinking. I saw a couple of videos where girls will like cut the side of it and then they'll tuck it under the ear, but as you can see, it was an epic fail. So I was just like, whatever. So I just kept doing what I was doing and just cut it regularly. I don't know what I was thinking. So as you see, I applied the Got To Be glue first, and then I went in with the spritz, or the Got To Be freeze spray. It's just a spritz kind of spray. And I went on top of that just to give it an extra hold so it can lay down really, really good. And then I'm just taking like the little excess of it and I'm just rubbing it into place before blow drying it. And you want to kind of blow dry it all the way. Like you want it to be completely dry before you start cutting it, because you don't want it to lift or shift or whatever the case may be. You want it to really just stay in place before you apply your wig. Alright, so now I'm taking a pair of scissors and I'm just going to cut off the rest of the stocking cap, just so it's not laying on your forehead, because you know that will look crazy if you keep that on. So you want to just cut that off. And you want to try to cut it as close to your hairline as possible. This is kind of like a protective way too for your edges, because you do want to keep your edges when wearing your frontal. So when applying your frontal, you only want to focus on the skin. Like you want to put the glue or the hair gel on the skin and then lay the wig on top of there. And here I'm just kind of cutting it and just kind of trying to mimic my hairline in a way as well too. So that's exactly what I'm doing now. And I did go ahead and do the whole foundation thing where people will kind of add a little foundation to match their skin tone. But first, before I did that, I took a little bit more of that freeze spray just so I can get it to lay down a little bit more, because from cutting it did kind of lift a little bit. So here I'm just spraying a little bit more, and then I'm just going to dry that in place while using my rat tail comb to kind of like push down the edges of that so it can kind of melt into the skin. But this is something that I have to practice more of too. But here, like I was stating, I tried the whole foundation thing. This was just a face powder that I put on the edges of it just so it can kind of blend with my skin. But I did actually end up going in with some foundation instead of that powder because it was a little light. So taking some foundation it really did match my skin really, really good. So now we're finna go into applying the wig. I'm gonna do the same exact steps that I did when applying the stocking cap. I'm just taking that Got To Be glue, and then I'm taking that freeze spray and spraying it on top of the glue. And then I'm blow drying it just a little bit till it gets tacky, and then I'm gonna take that side of the wig and lay it down, and then I'm gonna go right back in with that blow dryer to blow dry it in place basically. So it's really, really easy, you guys. I just know it takes a long time, especially if you want it to look really, really good. You don't want it to look crusty and just crazy. So as you see, I'm not using my fingers to really press it in place. I'm using that rat tail comb again, the metal end of it, just to kind of push it into the skin, and then use that blow dryer to blow it all together. So that's what we looking like right there. So I'm pretty much just gonna do the same steps all over again. Like I just did not want to keep showing the same thing over and over again because it's just repetitive. Everything is repetitive. So now I am going to start laying down the edges of this wig. As you see, I'm just kind of brushing out that edge of the hair just to kind of see what it looks like. And then I'm going to take my razor comb to cut some of that hair off to create the sideburn. And I took some curling mousse to create the edge as well so it can lay in place. I haven't really been using edge control to do this step because I feel like it makes it really, really hard and it gets really nasty. So using some type of mousse or like what is that called, roller, like the little roller set foam, you can use that too. But anything foamy for your edges will work really, really good. It'll make it look really, really natural, and it won't leave like a hard, you know, ending to it. So definitely try that out if you haven't. But I'm pretty much doing the same thing on this side like I did on the other side. All right, so now I'm just going to take a silk wrap head scarf, and I'm just going to wrap that around my edges just to let them marinate and lay in place or whatever. And then I'm going to come back and show you guys what we are looking like. And that's pretty much it, you guys. This is the results of the hair. This was actually a couple of days later, you guys. I know I'm all over the place, but this is how the wig is looking like. Like, it's still in place. This was on for like a good week before, or like a week and a half before I took it off and washed it. But you guys, I'm obsessed with this hair. Definitely check out the description box down below for all of the details I have on this hair if you are interested in this exact style. And like I always say, you guys, I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye.